Alright, we're going to do a review of my new toy. This is a Bravo Company AR-15. It is my first AR-15 due to new Maryland laws, and unfortunately it's going to be my last AR-15. I ended up deciding on a Bravo Company upper on an Anderson Arms lower. I really took my time and figured out what I wanted, and I went with a 14.5 inch barrel, cold hammer forged barrel, and I got the pinned A2 flash guard on there. I ended up going with a Leupold VX-2 3x9 scope, and I got the Leupold PWR mounts. I got a stag lower parts kit and Magpul grip and stock. Soon afterwards I realized that the stag lower parts kit, the trigger, was not going to be good enough, and probably the biggest thing that I splurged on was a Geissele trigger. I ended up purchasing the SSA-E model, and I got the scope on the other day. I got those cool alumina scope caps by Leupold. They're awesome, and we're going to bring it to the range today and put its first 100 or so rounds through it, get the gun broken in, and see how it shoots. Also have a Harris bipod here, and I ended up getting a JP Enterprises. They just make a little swivel stud that mounts in here, and it's a real nice, simple way to mount a Harris bipod. On this side, they come with a couple different rails. I took the longest of the two rails, mounted a TLR-1S tactical light on it, and then a Midwest Industries HK style sling holder. I have a real nice 2-point sling from Savvy Sniper that I'm going to show you at a later date. But it's been a pretty cool, pretty fun experience building the lower and picking out all the gadgets that go with it. Hopefully it shoots as good as it looks. So here's the Magpul furniture. Pretty nice. I went with olive drab green. Keep it simple. Got the Magpul trigger guard there. I've got all different types of magazines, but I like this little 10-rounder for the range. And I love these Leupold PWR mounts. It's kind of a lower profile. I like to keep things compact and secure. And I'm gonna eventually, I'll get some type of offset mount, probably an offset Daniel Defense rail mount, and those Troy micro sights. That's what I'm kind of leaning towards. But it's a nice size, handy, compact, and light. And like I said, probably the coolest thing I got on it was the Geissele trigger. I did get the Seekins billet magazine release, and also the bolt catch on the other side. The bolt catch wasn't consistent enough for me. It wasn't holding back all the magazines. And another cool little thing that I ended up getting was Battle Arms makes an enhanced pin set, and they're really nice. They're slightly longer, so it's much easier to get to the inside of your AR to clean it. I've been really happy with that. I've got the bolt carrier group and charging handle, and this is the new Gunfighter charging handle, and it's an awesome charging handle. Sculpted design, real low profile, and a nice design too. So we're gonna hit to the range and see how this puppy shoots. I've got all sorts of different types of ammo. Got 5.56 and a whole bunch of different 223 match hunting ammo, different weights, different grains. We're gonna find out what this puppy likes today. Alright, well, got back from the range. had a really good time playing with the gun, getting it sighted in, getting all the kinks worked out of it. Probably have 100 rounds through it now. No problems, no issues, no anything. It ran perfectly. That Geissele SSA-E trigger is awesome. I'm used to good triggers though. I've been shooting for 30 years. New to ARs, but I'm certainly not new to firearms, and I always have a good trigger on any firearm I'm shooting. Doesn't matter what it is. Trigger is probably, in my opinion, the most important thing. I ran a bunch of cheap 5.56 through it, probably the first 20, 30 rounds, just to break the gun in a little bit, get all the things working the right way. And then I started tinkering around with some of the better ammo. And no surprise, the best ammo was the match ammo. I got the Superformance match from Hornady. This is the 75 grain Bowtail hollow point, and it's kicked up a little bit. It goes about 200 feet per second faster than standard match. Regular Hornady custom 223 55 grain VMAX bullets. Some Power Max, regular Remington, and then the Winchester 69 grain hollow point Bowtails. And actually, this one shot the best. Like I said, for the first 100 rounds, getting used to the gun, getting used to the scope, getting used to the trigger. These were some of the good groups I got at 100 yards with the Winchester match. And I'm confident I can even tighten that up once I get more familiar with the weapon. The Hornady probably came in next. You know, the gun definitely shoots. You know, for my first time shooting it, pretty happy with the results. And even the PowerPoint and the hunting ammo, the regular 55 grain, I mean, that would be like a group at 100 yards. So it's not like that was terrible, but it wasn't the same as the match ammo with consistency. So actually, this is the Hornady 55 grain VMAX, and this is actually two separate 4-shot groups. I lowered the scope setting, so pretty good consistency overall. Right now, this seems to be the front runner, and you know, we're gonna keep playing with it, keep figuring it out. But my big thing was functionally the gun worked perfectly, and it was about 20 degrees out today, which I'm not sure is a good thing or a bad thing for my first go with this gun. But you know, the bolt held back every time. The magazines did what they were supposed to. No jams, no malfunctions. Everything worked like a charm. So far, I'm absolutely thrilled with my new varmint and groundhog gun. Can't wait to shoot it again.